So hi, this is your Krishna from Women Today YouTube channel. So we have been interviewing many women entrepreneurs and also working women across India and across different cities across India and also across the world. So today our guest is from Delhi. So she is a famous podcaster over here and her name is Priya Sachdeva. So I welcome you Priya Sachdeva ma'am to our Women Today YouTube channel. So good evening. So please introduce about yourself to the channel viewers ma'am.
So, as you mentioned that I'm a podcaster, content creator, and I host this channel by the name of Training Diary, where, as a podcaster, you understand, we also interview people across the world on their stories, about their life, about their perspective, about what they are doing, how they are doing, why they are doing, and adding value to people's life. It's all about the stories. Beyond that, I'm also into sales and marketing, so I do work with an IT company as well. But yeah.
So that was a short and very quick introduction from you. So tell me, actually, you are an IT engineer right now. So also you are doing a lot of podcasts right now. So what's the connection between this podcast and IT industry, ma'am?
You have to pay your bills, anyways. But it's marketing is something that I always appreciated, sales and everything. I think this added values to your life. It gives skills and experiences what you want to do even on the podcast. So it's not that I'm doing it out of hold, or that just a corporate job, but I'm really enjoying that work part as well. Being into sales, being into marketing added new perspective, added lots of experience of meeting new people. Even that kind of stories added a lot of things. So if you know about the podcast, where the content ideas comes across, it's how you're going to live the life, how you see people around yourself. So being observant, I think it's really important to being observant. When you see people talking on certain subjects, being concerned on certain subjects, that's why I got to realize, okay, this is something I have to add as a new topic. That's how I need to bring as a value, bring as a conversation on my chat. So I think these types of experience comes on the real part job. So yeah.
So actually you are a great entrepreneur here in Delhi, because I can see a lot of business run by you and also at the same time you are doing a lot of podcasts over here. So if you are given a choice, like either select one profession, like you have to select podcast, or you have to continue with your marketing service that you do in the IT industry, or any kind of business that you're doing right now. So what would you actually like to select? Because of course you're going to pay your bills right now, but you can have a good revenue from the podcast right now you're doing, and also at the same time you can have a good revenue from the kind of marketing business you're doing right now. So tell us just one profession which you would select if you would be having a very good revenue in that kind of profession that you're going to select now.
Okay. So just to add, I'm a little greedy as well. So not to hide away that, it's not about choosing. Even now I can choose. It's not about that. But I think we just think that we do not have enough potential to do the both. And believe me, it is very well balanced. Nothing like that part. Definitely, both of the time you want to enhance, have a growth, scale up, increase your profits, everything on that part. But I think everything can. Let me know one good business person who's just doing one thing. It's never like that. It's just a misconception, just do one thing, do it like that. We always love to do one thing at one time. If I'm doing my podcast, I am giving 100%. Maybe on Saturdays or Sunday I'm recording it. If I'm at the job, I am giving it 100% on that part as well. It's never like that. So I think I'll do not put or between them. I'll make and. So yeah, it's choice.
So she basically wants to juggle between her professional marketing job.
Juggling. It's not juggling for sure. It's doing out of choice for sure. It's juggling. Maybe you can say that.
Yeah. To my consideration, I can tell, like, okay, if you are given two food choices that we would like to eat, then if you like both of them, then why not try both of them?
Both of them.
And also, she mentioned that she is a greedy person. Also, if you are giving some kind of things which we do like the most, then why should we just select one if we have two? So just select.
Have the potential to do the both.
Yeah, she is having the potential, she is having the capacity, she is having the dream, she is having the will, everything. So she is having both. So right now we are going to move on to the next question. in a very different location right now. So, tell me, ma'am, being a podcaster, so what mistake I have done in an interview? The thing is that I have never done that mistake, but I always I'm afraid of okay, I'm going to do that mistake or not. Like what to say? Consider if I'm going to interview any person, then once like shooting for around more than 10 to 20 minutes or shooting for minimum at least 5 minutes, I'll be like, okay, the shot has come in very good because they have given an excellent, fantastic answer to whatever the questions we have actually asked to them about their career, about the kind of professional works they do. And the thing is that once the interview videos getting over, then I'll be going behind the camera and I'll be saying, oh my god, I haven't switched on the camera. So the whole video will not record, right? So the thing is that I'll be like totally damned, okay. But the thing is, it has never happened to me. Thank God. Because of that, I'm totally safe right now. So tell me, ma'am, about your podcast. So what are the memorable experiences did you have? Like, did you have any kind of things like you missed out during the podcast? Or is it like you are totally 100% perfect in every podcast that you're doing right now, ma'am?
Literally the oops moment. So literally felt that feeling, done it, killed it for sure. So I remember on the very initial days when I was doing the podcast, when I just used to record on the Zoom calls. I invited a person whom I was literally chasing since long, and ended up after excitement. I've done it was such a nice conversation. It was completely on the books. We have discussed a lot on the what kind of books one should read. He was a booklet guy. So after recording the full podcast, I when I was searching the video, I was like, shit, I forgot to record it. I forgot to press the recording button. So I think, yeah, there are very silly mistakes you do, and it's fine. On that time, you regret it and have such kind of pain in your heart. But later on, you have to be fine. You have to be okay. So yeah, there are a lot of oops movement beyond that as well.
The thing is that it's okay for me, but being a woman and you are interviewing a lot of persons that you're told that you waited that for that person to get to be interviewed for for very long time, like consider it may be more than a month, like more than a year, like that. So what was the exact reaction, like, oh my god? And what was the opposite person, that the person who is getting interviewed, what did he feel actually? Did he feel like, oh my god, I have given my full potential, and you are like, you didn't even do the single thing, like with your little finger you can just switch on the camera, why didn't you do it? Like you were getting a lot of scoldings, or is it like, okay, I do understand, ma'am, it's like a total professional, but the thing is that they'll be totally like, okay, then if I can re-record the audio, I can come again, starting giving my total interview right from the beginning, but the thing is that they'll be losing that potential, like they'll not be having that kind of flow, okay, but they'll be going in a full potential at that moment. So what the reaction from the opposite person?
So first, my reaction was that I was literally ashamed, also with the fact कि यार मतलब क्या सोचेगा. But then the first word he said that, Priya, are you taking some revenge from me? Because what happened even before getting him onto the podcast, he had lots of rescheduled done. So he's like, Priya, you're sure you're not doing the revenge with me, right? It has been an hour since that we're talking and you haven't pressed the recording button. They didn't shout it, of course. Quite nice, calmly, he said, let's do it some other day because I also have slots. Though we have never done the podcast again. This is a separate story. But yeah, he was calm. What should one can do? It's fine. Like.
So you're telling that podcast has never happened, like.
No, actually, I didn't get the heart to call him again.
I do understand, but it's just a Zoom audio call. I mean, it's a Zoom online call, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's very difficult to get a person interviewed. Like even that person will be very interested to have a podcast with them, but the thing is that they should have a free proper timing to be get interviewed, and also at the same time we should also be ready to have them in our podcast. So both our timeline should align. So this kind of magic only will happen when something like God give us at the right time, the proper time. So that's
that gave me a very good learning. When these mistakes happen, you become more conscious, I think. Now every time I'm recording, I make sure this frame is looking fine, that frame is looking fine, if the audio is coming as you mentioned. So you become more conscious, and it's good that it's fine. Now it become a funny story though.
The thing is that whatever mistakes we do, it's very good to have our mistakes because we can learn from our mistakes because from the beginning of the mistake.
Quite early, regret it quite early.
So instead of going to feel at the very old age, like why should I? Most of the things that I wanted to tell every people is that during their 70s or 80s, if they are living to that age, they'll be feeling like why didn't I try during my early 20s or during my early 30s? Shouldn't I be even giving it a try? So that's what she is telling. Even if you make mistakes, no need to worry about that. We can just correct our mistakes and make it a good flow in the next thing. That's what you're trying to tell, right, ma'am?
Okay. I mean, literally, it's okay to do mistakes, and I think it's fun to do mistakes. And you do it only when you are experiencing new things, when you are putting yourself out there on the other side. Let's not cry about it for a longer time. Let's not regret it for a longer time. Do it, cry about it for a while, and just move on. Life is beautiful.
So right now we are in the terrace of Home
Comfort.
Fort Stays, Hotel Sector 45 in Gurugram. So the previous video was in the basement and now we are in the terrace top floor. We are having a good video right now. So tell us, tell us about this kind of business you're doing right now. Like you're being a podcaster and being a business woman, being an entrepreneur. How do you actually have enough time to manage between both jobs? Ma'am? Because you do have to come to your hotel and you have to make sure that everything is going right. You have to take care of your kind of billings that you're worried about your billings. On the other hand, you should also pay others and you should make them because of her there is a lot of families running because of her, because of her business. So tell us all these kind of experiences, ma'am. How do you actually manage your podcast and also at the same time how do you manage your hotel business right now, ma'am?
So I think talking about the hotel business, I have very good friends who are, actually doing that. So one of my friend called Minal, who is the, who has the vision of creating that kind of space. Actually, I think if you might have seen Cart downstairs, Bawarchi Cartel, I think this was all his vision. But yeah, I'm just becoming a support for that. So yeah, I think operations he take care, marketing I do take care, and there is another guy. So there are 2-3 people who are doing that. So it's more of a fun actually. It make me feels getting back home, because getting away from home since last 7 years. So Homeforts is a place where I literally feel like, it's a home away from home. So yeah. But talking about the managing and everything, as I mentioned, if you're not at home, you have plenty of time to do a lot of things. Actually, I think we have a lot of time in the world. So it's all an illusion. You cannot do what you want to do.
That's a great answer from you because being a podcaster, it's like people will be thinking like, okay, they do have only one single job in one single room. They're just taking interviews. It's like a very simple job, but there's
Let me tell you about that. Even being a podcaster, lots of my people and even in my family think that I just go sit in a room, have good chats, laugh around, and that's what I do. But they don't know the backstory. There are multiple things that I'm doing, but beyond that, even just people who are doing podcaster, believe me, it took multiple things to do, whether about selecting the idea from selecting the guest, to creating the content, to making sure how you're going to produce it, then how you're going to repurpose it, getting it edited, and then making sure it is marketed well, because lots of people are coming. So it's your responsibility to share the story to the world. So I think it's not just being in a room and chatting, though I love that job, always meeting people and having conversation and getting paid for that. It's quite good. But at the same time, there are plenty of work that took to create that one piece of content.
okay, ma'am. Now we are going to move to the next question. Okay, so tell me, ma'am. So, being a podcaster, so what are the genuine reviews which is given by your family and also by your friends? Like someone will be telling like, okay, you are living your life. You just as you said that you are getting paid for what you're doing right now. But the thing is that also on the other hand, they'll be like your close friends, might be your close friends, family, colleagues. They'll be like telling a lot of positive and also negative reviews. So tell us about your kind of reviews which made you feel a lot of positivity in your life, and also at the same time tell us a lot of reviews which made you feel like, okay, why I'm doing this kind of jobs, whether I can just go continue my marketing job in the kind of business I'm doing, or I'll just move on to the next kind of passion which I like the most. So what were your thoughts which will haunt you in the night when you're doing this kind of when you're getting this kind of reviews from others, ma'am?
So, honestly speaking, initially my friends or even my parents never thought that it can be a real job, especially your parents and your relatives. They think, what is the kind of thing that you're doing, weird kind of thing that you're doing, just talking to random people. And indeed, it was just on a Zoom call, to a very less quality, and just I will be putting on Spotify, so they don't even understand what Spotify and everything is. So, for a very long time I've been questioned. Just I was on the safer spot because I was doing something else. I was paying my bills, so of course that was not an issue. But they always think, why are you putting extra effort on Saturday, Sunday, where you can rest and doing. Counting it down to today, I think now my parents have become the one who are the first one to like any of my story, whether on Instagram or Facebook, and literally share all of my podcasts and making sure the people are liking it. So I think this is a very good change that I have felt. I really feel good about that they are liking what I'm doing. They are really appreciating. So now my mother is always curious. Okay, what's the next guest you are going to interview, who's the next person, what is the next topic that you're coming to, and always like a curious baby, she asks. So I think this is a very good and happy feeling coming down to the friends. So yeah, there are mixed reviews. There are very good friends who come as a critic as well as a appreciator as well, where they appreciate on the good days and always tell me what needs to be improved, what needs to be done right. So I really appreciate those people. I really appreciate those friends. And also there are parties, there are night where I've been bullied with literally playing my podcast on the speaker and saying, okay, what the hell are you talking? What kind of random conversation are you doing? So of course there are mixed days, but always your people who are really really want to support you, they will become your best critic and the best appreciator or supporter, you say. So yeah.
Yeah, that was the genuine kind of answer told by Priya Sachdeva, because that's the same kind of things because I am also getting. And yeah, people nowadays don't understand these kind of jobs do really exist. They'll be like, okay, is it talking to somebody over a video? Or is it like even a job existing right now? But that's the real thing, because in today's kind of digital world, many people, not like many people, crores and crores of people are doing business in India. Not only men, not only women. I mean, what to say, even a kid is doing business in India. Like what to say, even a college going person or even a school going person, they're doing business in India. So in this kind of digital world, if they want to expose themselves in this kind of market, then they need to be, I think I have come across a famous quote which is given by Bill Gates. If you're not online, then your business is not going to be good. So if your business is online, that if you're having a digital kind of market for your business that you're doing right now, then you will be like a growing stage. So that's what. So every people who wants their business to grow in a very good successful mode, then they need to be very exposed in a very marvelous level, like with the help of this podcast they are doing right now, with the help of the kind of interviews they are kind of doing right now. So it not only tells about the kind of professional job it not only tells about the kind of profile they are doing right now, it also tells about the kind of things which will help them to advertise themselves in the market right now. Like via this interview, I am interviewing Priya Sachdeva ma'am right now. She is a podcaster. Also, by the help of this video, people will be able to know about the kind of hotel that she is running right now. It's in Hotel Sector 45 in Gurgaon, and of course, it's called as Home Fort Stay Hotel. So, with the help of this video, actually, this is not even a promotion video. I'm just telling the kind of business she is doing right now. So, this is actually a video which is totally dedicated to the kind of women entrepreneurs whom I generally interview in this Women Today channel actually. But with the help of this podcast, if anybody comes and asks, okay, what we are doing in this kind of video right now, so it's just like two simple things. One will explain the kind of profile that she is right now, that she is a podcaster, she is a business entrepreneur, and the second thing is about the business. So she is the owner of this home comfort stays in Hotel Sector 51, 45. Yeah, Hotel Sector 45.
I think just want to correct you here a bit. It's not just about sharing the profiles, Krishna. So it's not just about sharing, their business. Let's say when I interview people from business background, from professional background, from political background, or maybe some creative people. It's not just about showing what they are doing. like literally doing. It's not just about their work, it's also about their stories, unki kahaniyan, what the kind of impact they are creating, what's their why, how is it adding value to other people's life, and how an individual can get some value from their life. So it's all about the stories. I think for me, podcast is not just about giving a promotional video or something. It's never about that. It's always about putting out the best stories in the world and becoming a medium. So I've been a great fan of Oprah Winfrey. I've grown watching up this lady. How has she become? What she has become now. So I think it's just the countdown to the stories and the values they are creating. The people are creating, and believe me, people are doing wonders throughout the world. Once I really knew. Every time a new founder, a new startup person is coming, and once they share that what they are doing, I think I'm always glued up. I just sit like a curious child, waiting to understand, waiting to know what's there on the other side, and listening peacefully, asking questions out of curiosity, out of how it can add value to other people's lives. So it's always amazing to know what the other person is doing and what can be done actually, the multiple ideas and the people who are executing it.
Yeah. Actually, she have structured my answer, but you have put a frame to that. Yeah, of course, everything needed to be publicity. I mean, it has to be published to the people. It has to be advertised to the people. Like you're telling that the stories. Yeah, the kind of experience they are going through. That
So I'll just frame it again in a different way. You said about the work. I'm just talking about the intention it comes, right? We all do podcasts, but everyone creates a podcast, or everyone creates the content or any work, uh, with an intention. Let's say there is a chef, एक ठेले वाला भी है और एक मोमो का वाओ मोमो का चेन भी है, राइट? बट एट द सेम टाइम बोथ डू नॉट हैव द सेम इंटेंशन, बोथ डू नॉट हैव द सेम विजन. It's all about the intention, what kind of value, what kind of product you want to get out of your work, and to what scale you want to extend it.
exactly what she told is correct. What I was trying to tell is that I was just trying to tell the outer layer of it, like the output of it. So the kind of advertising, but the thing is that she is telling the inner core, that the basic values of being interviewed. It's the kind of stories that they're going through, that regarding their professional career or to their personal life, and also at the same time their intention, which will add some kind of good values to the people's life in the society. That's the kind of inner things which is explained by her in the podcast. I am telling this just the outer things, just like advertising, and of course every story needed to be told out in some way or the other way, in a medium. So I think we are the medium through which people are able to expose about themselves to the outer world over here.
Indeed.
Yeah, yes. So I think we can just move to the next question in a very different location. So yes, we have come to the last segment of this interview. We are going to wrap up the interview. Before that, I want to ask you a very few questions, like tell us about being a woman entrepreneur, also doing a lot of kind of professional works that you love the most. So at one point of time, if you felt like mostly deviated and also at the same time demotivated, and you're totally frustrated, you're going to through a lot of depression in your life, what you will do in order to make yourself, like lift yourself up, and you can just go in your towards in a successful mode, in a very fiery mode. Like people will generally tell, like, okay, forget the depression, forget every kind of past things, just move on, every sort of things like that. And there may be like more than 10 to 20 people that they'll be like comforting you, okay, don't worry, I am there for you. But the thing is that nobody is there for you in this life. This life is totally under your control, and also at the same time under your power. So you should use your power and control properly, otherwise we can't do anything in our life. So tell us, ma'am, so what will you do in order to overcome your depression without having any kind of help from others, and what will be, and have you gone through any kind of things like that? Tell us, share us your kind of experience in this, ma'am.
Okay. Depression is such a big word for me, at least. I completely understand mental health, taking care of yourself are real words, real things. And of course, there are days where you feel demotivated, where feel like you don't want to get up from the bed, you just want to be there, don't want to do anything. There are days where you really feel like things are not working out. Your relationships, your business, your work, whatever you're doing are not going to the right directions. But at the same time, for me individually, there might be a 1 or 2 day like that, but knowing the fact that you have to be consistent on what you are doing, there is no other option. I think for me, depression, the kind of word like this, depression, can never be an option. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm from a very humble background, from a very middle class family where, we have always been taught that you have to work for yourself. You have to fix your things. You have to be responsible for your mistakes, for your good work, for everything that you do. So I don't think so depression can ever be an option for in my life, no matter how hard a situation, how good or how bad a situation. So I don't think so depression I ever consider it as an option or as a बोलते हैं ना a word in my dictionary. So it has never been like that. Of course, there are days where you feel like you are at your lowest, where you feel like things are not going according to you, where you feel like you just want to wrap things, you want to wrap yourself into a blanket and just want to be in that blanket for the whole day. But it's fine to spend a day like that, but knowing the fact that another day you have to get back on what you are doing, what your mission, what your purpose, what your work is. You are here in the world at least to give something back, to do something, to create something. So I think that ideology helps me.
Of course, you told a lot of things that I do understand that. Because I also wanted to ask you is that you're doing a lot of things, like you're doing your own podcast, you're doing some kind of hotel business over here, and also you're telling that you're from a proper humble middle class family, and you're not going through a lot of depression in your life. I do understand that you are like in a very medium level, like you're not going to very high, that you're not going to very low, but you're maintaining you
You
know.
have to be sane. That's
Yeah, you're maintaining in kind of moderate level. So tell us about your business. So what are your future ventures about your podcast
Also, I
and your
want to add
business?
one more thing onto that. So I'm from a Punjabi family, a typical North Indian Punjabi family. Though I don't know Punjabi, born and brought up in Haryana, but my family talks that Punjabi. And being from a Punjabi family, like my dadu, my grandfather, used to call him Bade Papa. He used to say one thing कि whenever you feel low और कुछ सही नहीं चल रहा है या फिर let's say school में तो I think the only problem was marks अच्छे नहीं आ रहे, right? The only problem that we used to face. Otherwise schooling was good. कि बच्चे मतलब आई नो सबके एक सक्सेस डिज़ायर्स होते हैं. एवरीवन हैज़ देयर ओन डिज़ायर्स, एवरीवन हैज़ देयर ओन goals, dreams, mission they want to do. And there are people who get successful, there are people who get failure, who face failure. But I think that philosophy again, ki ultimate thing is going to happen is you're going to die. You're not going to take anything in the world, out of this world. The only thing you can do is give something back. And I think that's the thing I always carry when I feel a bad day.
Okay, tell us, ma'am, regarding your future ventures, like regarding consider your podcast channel, like consider your hotel business or anything. Where do you see yourself in next 5 to 10 years? Like, do you wish yourself to be look like? Since you told in the beginning of the interview that you're a greedy person and you want to enjoy a lot in your life.
No, let's say I'm greedy. When I say greedy, of course, I feel like that you always want more, right?
Yeah, that's
Enough. I think I do not believe in the philosophy.
yeah.
Enough.
See, the thing is that every human being basic kind of feeling is that they want to enjoy everything. They have to have everything in their life because we have just one simple life, and we have to just try to have something in our life, try to enjoy everything. If I do understand that, but on the other hand, what wish do you have regarding that? You want to be the best part. You told that you have an inspiration from Oprah Winfrey. Okay. So tell us, do you want to be like a world famous podcaster, or is it like you want to expand your hotel business to every nook and corner in Delhi, or also in across states, different cities in India, or is it like, okay, what actually do you have to tell to the people regarding your wish about your business or a professional career?
Okay, if I'm manifesting through this conversation, definitely I would like to, share that if I'm literally manifesting through this conversation. I don't know. There are a lot of things I want to do, but right now, what I have in mind is I really look forward to, interview some of the best people around the world. And when I say they not necessarily famous, of course they are in the list. Probably I want to interview Shah Rukh Khan someday. Probably I want to interview Hrithik Roshan, Elon Musk, or Bill Gates. Whatever, the best of the stories definitely I want to bring. But also the kind of stories that are around the corner, that are around the places, that are around the you know into the smallest part of the world where no one reaches. I think that there are a lot of people who are creating, doing mind-blowing things in their places, mind-blowing places. Want to talk about that? I always dreamt of having a talk show. Right now, I am on the way of doing it by my own, probably by the medium of podcast. But I've always dreamt of maybe having a talk show someday, or maybe something on that. Beyond that, talking about the hotel or the business work, the corporate job I am in, definitely they are doing great. When I said that why the hotel, we meant by creating experiences, getting experiences for people. So just look forward how I can add more value to people's lives, touch more people's lives, and creating great experience for life, whether it's through a conversation, whether through the stay, or whether through my work. Sell more.
And also the last question is, what kind of message would you like to pass to the world, to the people who are seeing this interview right now, ma'am?
यार बहुत clingy हो जाएगा to say that be kind, stay kind, and follow what your heart want. Of course we all do, but at the same time I think no matter how great work you are doing, we have to understand it. Okay, I always believe in that thing. There are two types of thing. If I say this person is a not good husband, not good boyfriend, not good father, that doesn't mean that person is not good person or as an individual. There are times we are not good at playing roles, and it's okay to be okay on that part. But at the same time, make sure that you're a good individual, you have a good identity. You should never lose your self identity, what values you follow, what things you look forward to. And it's okay to be selfish in a good way, like thinking about your desires, thinking about your dreams, thinking about your vision, because that's how you become the most separate person, separate individual. But at the same time, the best work comes out when you really care about the people. So I think the one or two message I want to put out there. One, really do care about the people. That's where your best work comes out. I really believe that, whether it's about creating content, whether it's about creating business, once you start caring about people, thinking from their perspective, what they really look forward to experience, what kind of service they look forward to have, what kind of things they want to consume, I think that comes from a deep level of empathizing with them. That's one for sure. And second, as I mentioned earlier also, I really believe your intention matters a lot behind your actions. So really, I think I recently have this podcast with Ritika Anand where she mentioned this particular thing, and it's really stayed with me. Making sure that whatever the intention, with what intention you are doing the work, with what intention you are bringing out the action, that creates a perfect reaction through the universe. So I think your intention really matters, and it should be pure and good. Yeah.
I wanted to tell this is not a clingy kind of thing. In the beginning, I was just thinking like, okay, you're going to tell something like that. But the thing is that the last thing which she told was absolutely 100% the universal truth. Like whatever work you're doing, it may be a success or failure. That doesn't matter. But the kind of intention you're doing this, na, if you're having a good positive intention, that any work you do, it will be a success. So that's I totally understand, man. Okay. Once again, thank you for having me in your interview right now. So this was an amazing interview for me. So right now we are inside the room of home comfort.
Home fort stays.
Yeah, home fort stays in sector number 45 in Gurgaon near Delhi. So thank you for having me in your interview, and also at the same time, people who are watching this interview, please do subscribe to our channel. If you have any kind of doubts regarding podcast, you can just ask her regarding kind of professional career that is she is doing right now. I'll just mention her Instagram link in the YouTube description.
Reach out to us, Trending Diary Podcast.
Yeah, the Instagram page is Trending Diary Podcast by Priya Sachdeva in Gurgaon. And also at the same time, regarding Women Today's channel, if you have any kind of doubts, please do comment in the comment section so that it will be helping me out to that so that I can improve myself and upgrade myself in my upcoming interviews. And please do click on the bell icon so that you can receive notifications whenever I do post new videos regarding interviewing many women entrepreneurs, also working women across India and also across the world. So once again, thank you, Priya Sachdeva ma'am, for having a humble interview with me, and thank you for everything. Have a good day, good evening now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you everyone watching this video. Okay, that's a great wrap.